Welcome to the clients panel here at Cepic Congress. Although this is an all-German panel, we will have the discussion in English for the comfort of all our international delegates. Today we will discuss a development that creates major risks for the picture industry, as well as it creates major chances. We will talk about social media and its impact on the business models of the picture industry. Since smartphones have become advanced multimedia devices, nearly everyone seems to be able to be a photographer. You don't have to carry heavy camera bags anymore. It's just a snatch into your trousers pockets and you are ready to go. But it's not only taking pictures that has become much easier nowadays. It's publishing too, and that is the major threat for the business models that we used to know. Posting pictures on Facebook, Instagram, and other social platforms, or tweeting them on Twitter is really easy, and it's just a question of being at the right time, at the right place. Eyewitnesses are able to take and to publish interesting pictures that no professional photographer will ever offer to the media and other clients, because no professional photographer was on the scene when it happened. Just think of the cross-country skiing accident of German Chancellor Angela Merkel last winter. And imagine someone with a smartphone, a Twitter account, and internet access was on the spot when it happened. What would have been the result? The news media would have been very keen on publishing these smartphone images, and maybe not only the news media here in Germany. All this is a big challenge for the photo industry. There are many questions to be answered, and some of them were already mentioned in the Congress program. For example, how can professional photography stand out in this media change? What can picture agencies do to adapt, to survive, and to benefit? In which areas will the media still be reliant on professional photography and picture agencies? And can the media protect and demand exclusive photo material in a viral-driven environment? I'm looking forward to discussing all these questions with 5 experts from different media companies here in Germany. My associates here on the panel are, ladies first, Ute Oelker, Director of Photography, working for Neue Magazin in Hamburg. On the left from the audience. On my right side, Annette KRUMREIHN, Publishing Director, working for the publishing companies NGV and KOMET in Cologne. On the very right side of the panel, it's Andreas TRAMPE, Director of Photography at Stern Magazin in Hamburg. To my left, Florian STICKEL, Editor-in-Chief at Microsoft MSN.de in Munich. And last but not least, DILGER, Director of Photography at the daily newspaper Die WELT here in Berlin. My name is RÖWEKAMP. I work for the German newswire DPA, and I will moderate this debate on this panel. And I would like to start the discussion here on the stage with some personal questions to the panelists. Later, we will open up for questions from the audience. So my first question, Annette KRUMREIHN, to start with you. I would like to learn from all of you whether you are participating in things like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and if you are posting and tweeting pictures that you have taken yourself on these social platforms. Do you?
I do. I use Facebook of professional courses because our publishing house, of course, has a Facebook site. Me personally, I share those pictures for marketing reasons. And privately, I use Facebook, only Facebook, no Instagram or something, because of a big community of improvisation theater colleagues. I'm an actress as a hobby, and this is a very good platform to connect with them.
And have you ever thought of all the million people in Germany and in other countries who do the same, and in a sum they all could be a threat to the picture industry and to companies you are working with on a daily basis?
I don't think so in my case or in our case. As a publishing house, we won't upload any picture material of picture agencies which are not our own. So it's no discussion for us. So, but of course, for other media, like the colleagues who are sitting here, it's a little bit different, I think.
Andreas TRAMPE, what is your experience, your personal experience with Facebook and Twitter?
Good afternoon. I must admit I'm a very old-fashioned man in a way. So I use Facebook for business contacts first and to keep in contact with photographers, because a lot of photographers, they are more often on Facebook than on their mail accounts. So it's much easier to get in contact with a photographer in Libya or in Syria over on Facebook. And so for business reasons, I use Facebook, of course. And privately, I'm more a passive type, so I'm not so active. It's a question of that I don't like it so much when everybody knows everything about me personally. So, but on the other hand, it's also sometimes a question of time and daily business, working business day. Time is, we don't have so many time and to use it so much as we should, in a way.
And did you ever find a picture on Facebook or maybe Twitter you thought of, oh, that might be an interesting picture for to be used in my magazine?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Especially
what did you do?
Especially if you see, I think in two parts or two sections of photography, or it's important for us. So first, it's news, as you told a few minutes ago. News pictures are very often by private people, posting by private people. As you remember, for example, the American Airlines flight, which has to come down the New York harbor, and there was a passenger on this ferry, and he made the photo of all the passengers standing on the wings of the plane. So it was posted on the social networks first, and of course this is an eyewitness picture, and very often you have to be at the right time, at the right place, and then get an extraordinary picture. And the second one is, of course, the celebrity stuff, where all the celebrities are posting their pictures on. So celebrities are normally today their own brand, so they want to have this business in their hands, and they posting their pictures and their messages over the networks, and these are the main two, I think, sections.
I think we will talk about celebrities and their behavior on Twitter a little bit later. Okay. The Stern is a weekly magazine, so you are not so much dependent on day-to-day business as, for example, a daily newspaper like Die Welt is, or like Microsoft, who's a company that is providing content 24 hours a day. Do you think it's the same what Andreas TRAMPE told with your business, or are you feeling much more in a hurry with checking content on social platforms?
For us, it is it's an incredibly fast business online, which means that we have to use all the channels that are available to us to find the right images, the right pictures to illustrate stories. Having said that, it's rare that we rely on content that we find on social media, because it's too risky often to just pick something up there. It is very helpful in finding the stories, but it's not something you can just pick off social media and then turn into a story on our website. I think Microsoft in particular is a company that is very careful when it comes to copyright, not only about its own material, but also, of course, of other people and providers. So we are very conscious of that and try to act as consciously and careful as possible in that segment. So we don't pick stuff off social media and just slap it on our website.
How does the photo team at Die Welt and at Neue Post work with that kind of questions? Are you screening social media platforms to find exclusive or not exclusive material ready to be printed in tomorrow's edition of Die Welt?
We have a social media department, and so we have social media journalists which are screening all social media websites, and especially then when we found or they found some more pictures.
Können wir das eine Mikrofon bitte ein bisschen lauter drehen? Ich habe den Eindruck, dass meines ganz gut durchkommt, aber das, was Herr Dilger gerade hält, ist doch zu leise gesteuert.
I eat it. So better? Okay. So
Danke.
we had social media reporters, and they look for the Facebook and the Instagram and all the other social media sites, and we are looking all the time, especially for special pictures or special stories, and we just screening it, and then we use the normal way. We try to get in touch with the copyright holder. We don't use material which we had no copyright license from the holder, so it's not a way you can use the pictures in social medias because you don't know if the copyright is clear.
Is it usually easy to find people who hold the rights and to contact them, and how do those people react? Do they sell? Do they like to sell pictures to you, or are they not willing to do this?
Normally we get about 90% back from postings back from the people which we contacted, and when we many times we buy direct from these photographers the pictures, or they give us the answer they are not a copyright holder, they just tweeted it or so, and then we try it further. It takes some time, a little bit long, but we don't use it in other ways.
And it's not tough negotiating with the right holders to pay the usual amount of money that any other photographer would get as well?
It could be.
Okay. How is this with Neue Post? Are you screening social media platforms, and are you looking for material ready to be printed in next week's edition?
I think you can't be off Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever these days. And of course, we're screening these platforms, not only for finding pictures, but for finding stories. And if we see an interesting post from some celebrity, of course, we contact him or try to find out the story behind that post. When it comes to pictures, yes, we use pictures because the royal websites, they post new pictures on their websites and on Facebook. We're allowed to use those ones. Happens yesterday, the last time I remember, in the on the Swedish royal website, where they posted 2 new pictures of little Princess Leonor, who will be baptized this Sunday. Of course, we have to screen these sites and find the pictures and the stories. Yes.
And how do you contact those people who have taken pictures of, let's say, celebrities? There's a Hollywood star making holiday at the Côte d'Azur, and you find a perfect picture on Twitter. How do you deal with that?
Can't remember a case like that. From
Try to imagine.
Well, drop him a line on Facebook, of course, and ask if we can get the picture. If not, then not. If yes, we'll pay it. So.
But you don't make an agreement by email. It's just on the telephone. Or is it much paperwork to be done?
Not that much. It's manageable most of the times.
Many people in the audience are representing picture agencies. Would you prefer to get pictures that were posted on social platforms and on Twitter with cleared rights from picture agencies? This is a question to the 5 of you, so maybe everyone is, should answer this question, and we start with Ute Oelker.
I would say if that takes time away from the main jobs the photo agencies should do, I would say no, because we can do that on our own. If it doesn't take too much time away, yeah, but it's not something I would rely on. They don't have to supply us with Facebook or Twitter photos.
Would you do this also when the picture agencies would say this will take a little more money for the client?
It's not that much a question of money, but of rights and cleared rights, and that's I don't think it's the main business of the photo agencies and photographers. They should take their own pictures and do their own stories and supply us with these things. I can see the pictures on Facebook myself, and if I want them, I can ask the photographers and clear the rights.
This will be one of the next points here.
Yeah.
What are your demands and what are your expectations when it comes to photo agencies? But Michael Dilger, how is your opinion about that?
Often we got the questions for pictures in foreign countries, and the news agencies mostly help us for trying to get in touch with the copyright holders or the photographers. So this is also an arrangement for the agencies and for us as customers.
Annette KRUMREIHN, are you interested in picture agencies providing picture material found on Twitter and Facebook?
That's absolutely not relevant for us. As a publishing house, we need exclusive material, because you can imagine if I make a handicraft book about crouching funny animals, I don't want to see it everywhere. This special pattern which we offer in our books. So our customers, our readers have the expectation that it's exclusive material which they buy within books. So it's absolutely not relevant. So we don't expect from picture agencies this service. We expect a very high level of service, which lies in the competence, of course, and in helping our internal picture desks with their work. So it would be great then if we have more competence in the picture agencies.
Florian Stickel.
I would say it has absolute relevance for us. I would love to see such a service, and I don't think it competes with the current and the original business of photographers and agencies. Actually, it complements an agency's service. I would greatly welcome such an offering of image sourcing, social media image sourcing, rights clearance, and that is because I would say because of two reasons. One, it makes life easier for my editorial team, and I like things to be easy and efficient. And secondly, at Microsoft we have a fairly careful legal department, which means when even there's the slightest doubt about the, if everything is in order, they would rather say, no, don't do it. Just don't leave it, hands off, just don't do it, which does not really fit editorial business in most cases, because you want to tell a story, you need to be fast, and legal department takes its time, and they want to be thorough, and then they say no anyway. So we need someone who, with expertise, looks at these pictures, helps us clearing the rights, and maybe even not as a off-the-rack solution, because I think you have to screen too many images and too much material, but that is, as a business model, maybe something that an agency could offer as a tailor-made, a custom-made solution, where you actually, find the images that are relevant to you, and go to specialists, the department of an agency, or a new kind of service that helps you source and clear the rights for the images.
So you would appreciate if the picture agencies would start a new branch of their business and a new arm?
I would totally welcome that, and I think some of them actually do that. The terms and conditions of some of the social media sites, they actually allow the sub-licensing of material that was uploaded by users, the sub-license the content to third parties, in that case agencies. And I haven't seen any contracts, but I think that at least one of the larger celebrity agencies in the US has a deal with Twitter, for example, to buy content from them and then license that on to media providers like us, which means they are buffering legal issues there and clear the images, and I think that is quite a clever idea.
So we have heard many different opinions about what picture agencies should do with social media material. What is your opinion?
So in our daily lives, the Stern Group is screening, of course, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all agencies, all newspapers, all magazines, all the stuff. And as you see, that's really a lot of work. And we have, so we are thankful for every help somebody will provide for us and give us. And and it depends a little bit. For the magazine itself, of course, we are more looking for high quality professional images with cleared rights and an exclusive approach in photography on the one hand side, and of course on journalism on the other hand side. But we have also Stern on online. We have also Stern on Facebook. We have Stern. We have a social media team who are providing Twitter, and so they need stuff as well. They need pictures as well, and they have less time. And if somebody provides, sorry, us with with a good service, with cleared rights, and that would be very welcome and helpful, of course. What we don't need is to get pictures which agencies grab from web pages and from Twitter accounts, and with the byline, you can publish that, and if there is any, so without cleared rights, so without usage rights and without personal rights of the photographed people, so that makes problems at the end, and that's what we don't like, because these pictures we can grab by ourselves from Facebook or Twitter, and we normally don't do that.
And there are agencies that make such offers.
Of course, we have agencies all over the world, and they make all kinds of very, very clever, brilliant business, and all kinds of not so clever and good service.
If I try to sum up what we have heard on this question, it's really different what the expectations are concerning picture agencies. Microsoft would really appreciate a lot of service from the picture agencies concerning social media content. It's not so much with the publishing houses, and maybe with Die Welt, and Ute Oelker also was a little bit skeptic. So what is your expectation to picture agencies in this changing world? It seems to be like you are happy with the offerings of picture agencies so far, or are there demands that you would like to see fulfilled in the near future? Ute Oelker.
Yeah, there are a lot of demands as the business is changing, and it's a very challenging industry, which is not bad, basically, I would say. It's just normal. But I think it doesn't make sense when it comes to my segment, to my magazine, and that's what I can talk about. It's entertainment, and what I get is, for instance, same pictures. There are photographers in the Netherlands who do mainly the royal family there. they spread the material like to everybody in Europe, and I end up with the same pictures supplied from 15 agencies. It's all on my desk. That doesn't make sense at all. That's what I think. I would really appreciate if agencies would no longer work with photographers who spread their material all over the world, no matter, or not regarding any country rights or things like that. It's an old-fashioned world, I know that, but when I started in that business, it was an agency where I worked at. We thought of these things like country rights. We said, okay, you can sell our material in Belgium, you can sell it in the Netherlands, you can do it in England, and that was it. One partner in one country. That was not that long ago, but I feel like it was 200 years ago. Doesn't make sense to flood magazines or newspapers with the same material which comes via 20 agencies in Germany. Doesn't make sense at all.
So in a world with nearly unlimited availability to see the one and only picture on Facebook and Twitter and on so many different media channels, you prefer to get more exclusive pictures?
It's not only exclusive, but if you make a picture of Queen Maxima to be there, and spread it all over Europe by using agencies in every country you can get, and 6 agencies in Germany, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. You don't earn more money with that, I would say.
On the other hand, it might be interesting for picture agencies to have worldwide rights for their pictures. I know that a publishing house like yours is very interested in worldwide rights.
Yes, we are. We are working internationally. We translate our works in 27 languages at the time. And so we really need world rights, of course, or international rights minimum. And so to handle it simply, we need a partner or partners who can deliver us, who can supply us with the international rights in a very simple way. We have various range of picture agencies with which we are working, and we have separate contracts with them, and we have to renew them really at the time, because we also need not only for world rights aspects, only for print, but also for e-books, for example. Yeah, it's changing now. We need more and more rights, of course, for the same price. You know that it's a real challenge. But I think it's comparable. Sorry, with maybe with the development of bookstores in comparison with the internet. Bookstores which are very specialized, which have a good service for readers, for the customers, have really a big chance to survive in this market. And the internet is quick, simple, transparent. You can have everything out of the internet very quickly, but what you can't have is personal service, and this is the thing which we are searching for.
And do you see that picture agencies are changing their business models to better serve your demands?
Yes, yes, they do. We have very good contacts and partnerships with picture agencies, and they really know our demands, and they are moving, and that's a good development. Yes.
We've talked about exclusive pictures, we have talked about world rights, but it's also important to have rights for different channels. I know that Die Welt is, you can read Die Welt in so many different channels, on printed paper, online, as an app. Do you see that picture agencies are dealing with that in the right way, Michael Döger?
I think the big news agencies also they do it in the right way. Some national smaller agencies, they have to learn a little bit from this from the news agencies to do this, and maybe they have to look at the big worldwide player like the Images or so. They open their archives for personal use and for worldwide use, and so I think this is the way the picture market goes on.
Have you made the same experience, Andreas TRAMPE?
Yeah, regarding the demands on and social media or social networks and usage rights, of course, we are in the German market. Regarding the magazine, we need, of course, only German rights. Regarding the other channels, especially the digital channels, it's getting very, very fast global, and so we need more rights for that. What a problem today is the different contracts, the different ideas of picture agencies, or what they can give us regarding rights. Because then I have a picture which is good for the magazine, and perhaps it's good for the eMag, or for an iPad version. Web, normally yes, of course, but mobile app is another different question then. And getting in the social media then for, let's say, Facebook, posting that on Facebook, that's not possible then. But a lot of our readers, Stern readers, they are on Facebook, and they want to read Stern on Facebook or the web page on Facebook. And so we can't use the pictures there, and this makes enormous problems, of course, because we need pictures for illustrating the articles and the stories in a way. So we have to research other pictures which we can use there. And if you see your own company, the DPA, it's not allowed to use that pictures on Facebook. And I can understand it on the other side. It's not that I don't understand what's behind it and where's the problem, of course. But it makes it complicated, let's say so. Yeah, and we would like to have general rights in a way. On the other hand, we have to pay for that, of course. We
That's
know
what
that.
I would like to ask now. How much would you like to pay for general rights?
And this is I know the picture industry, the photo agencies, the photographers, they are under enormous pressure. Yeah, as we as magazine makers as well. So that's not an easy situation for all of us. But when you look 5 years further on, so there will be more people on Facebook, more people on Twitter, more people on Sing, LinkedIn, whatever, and they want to have pictures, and so we have to solve that in a way.
So as I understand, you have to train all your editors with the different types of contracts with different photo agencies, and it's always hard to check whether a picture that looks like fits really with the story.
This is really a
on
problem.
Our channels.
If you see the Stern database, we get 18,000 pics a day, yeah, and we have about 14 import channels or 16 import channels for pictures, and I have 50 colleagues who are working with pictures, so it's not only picture editors. Of course, there are pictures from the magazine, but we have, of course, normal text editors from the web page who are working with the content, and so we have different usage rights for every channel which came in or which comes in, and it's very complicated, and that makes, of course, life not easier, and producing our content not faster in a way. So of course we would like to have more rights and more rights on social networks, and the second step then we can of course also discuss about money. But first of all we need the possibility to use that stuff.
And I guess it's the same with Microsoft.
Yeah, I'm nodding heavily because it is exactly the same. Image rights situation is something that keeps me awake at night sometimes, because what happens is that I have biz dev people standing next to the editors checking contract details if we can pass on a picture to a certain platform. I mean, we're publishing, online publishing now happens not just on a portal, but it happens in apps. It happens in sort of a second set of products that we have, the news app, the phone and Windows 8 apps that we do, that works together, that we work together with partners like Stern, Die Welt, Süddeutsche, who also bring their images to our services, and the picture agencies. The complexity of the whole thing is absolutely dreadful, and this is why I say it keeps me awake at night. It also expands internationally into a German language hub, including Austria and Switzerland. There's content coming in from these countries, there's content going out to these countries, we're sharing content databases, and for every single provider we have to check if we're able to share content and to what degree we can share content. It is hard to manage, and I would love seeing some kind of template that goes across the industry that allows us licenses, or an easy license system that takes into account these changed realities and for the future continuously changing realities. I know there's probably not, I mean, it's an utopia, it's something, it's an ideal world where you have a general license that basically allows you everything. You buy the picture once, you pay for it, and it includes the license to not only have it on the web, but also have it on smart TV, to have it on the Xbox, to have it, if we decide to do that, create a book and publish the stuff. It's complicated. And I want that discussion. I'm not waiting ready-made solutions, because I think we have to discuss this. And of course, the budgets will probably remain the same, so we need to figure out that part as well. It is a tricky one.
Andreas TRAMPE would like to add something?
Yeah, I just would like to add that I'm absolutely Florian's opinion, because of course we are facing this problem, we know about this problem, and we have to solve this problem in a way. And from my point of view, in the near future, we have two types of photos, of license models. Yeah, so we will have, of course, an exclusive agreement with the photographer, with an agency, and we need that, no doubt about it. We need that exclusive piece, high quality, fine art photography, best journalism, yeah, exclusive for the magazine. And then, on the second hand, we need, of course, let's say, like a flat rate model, yeah. So it's not exclusive, but we can work with this, and we can deliver that on all the different channels we need to deliver that. And I think that would make sense from our point of view. That would make perfect sense.
I see to my left there's a new alliance between Stern and Microsoft.
Yeah.
So what about you? Would you agree with all that what Florian Stickel and Andreas TRAMPE told us?
Yeah, as I said, it would be very simple for us and very appreciated if we could save our time, really, by having a partner who can grant us a various range of rights. Of course, it would be appreciated. Yeah.
In the newspaper market, I think it will be absolutely necessary that we can get more rights for all the platforms. We can use picture materials, and I think that's part of deals which must done in the future. And normally we work exclusive with photographers, and then we arrange the things for us with them direct.
I think I'm on the lucky side for the moment, because our readers are quite old and not using the internet, Facebook, whatever, or apps. So it's a bit easier for me, but as a professional, I agree absolutely with Andreas and Florian, yes.
Before we open up for questions from the audience, I would like to ask you, leaving Facebook and Twitter a little bit behind, what are your demands to picture agencies? What should picture agencies offer what they don't do today? Or what kind of material should they offer you which is not so much in stock right now? Annette KRUMREIHN.
We had an example now last year. It was a very good cooperation with the Picture Alliance. It was a book about football school. There had to be made 600 photographs, new material exclusively for us. And we used really Picture Alliance as an agency for photography. So this is a service I'd like to consume more and more, because it helps us to save our time. The organization lies at the agency, and we only have to supervise the results, and this helps a lot, I think. And this means also a specialization, of course.
Of course, the production of a book takes a little more time than the production of a daily newspaper or a website like msn.de. Would you prefer such extensions to your business contact with picture agencies like the publishing house does?
Absolutely. As I've just said, I think it is imperative for the future for us to simplify the process of clearing image rights, and I think it will redefine the way that agencies work, not in such an extent that they don't do what they're doing now, which they are doing fantastically well, which I'm really grateful for. But I think agencies need to expand their business, or maybe new kinds of agencies need to be founded around that to support that kind of business together alongside with the traditional agencies. The potential is there, and the photographers, they just need to keep on doing what they do, provide the great photo material as they're doing right now, even though it has become, you know, with smartphones, particularly in the paparazzi area or the eyewitness pictures taken, it has become a very competitive field. Nevertheless, great work there, needs to continue, but you need to expand into that new field. And I would like to do that hand in hand with the agencies, because we know what kind of requirements we have, and I would really like that discussion.
18,000 pictures a day at Stern Magazine in the inbox. Are you still looking for exclusive partnerships with agencies?
Yes, of course. We are looking always for not for total exclusive partnerships on a monthly basis, but we are looking, of course, for exclusive pictures, exclusive stories, and we are looking for exclusive ideas. First of all, there's an idea, and then there should be the pictures, and very often we get more of the same, let's say so. And what we really would appreciate from the agencies is when they can provide us with a better edit of their outgoing pictures. So we have, of course, a situation that we have a press conference in Berlin, and with Angela Merkel or whatever, and we will get about 1,000 pictures of this press agent conference, and very often it's not a good edit what's going out. And on the other hand, I know exactly on which pressure these agencies are working, and of course, to make a better edit means for them more people, more staff who's doing this edit. And that's hard for them. So they are fighting as well. We know that, of course. And but it would be, for us, it would be, of course, better. We will get a better feed, let's say so, a better news feed or a better edited news feed in a way. And but this is an old problem. That is not a new problem. We are facing that for, I think, the last 20 years.
So it's hard to believe that a press conference which maybe lasts 1 hour leads to 1,000 pictures in your photo inbox. How much would you think would be appropriate? How many pictures?
37.
To get a good selection?
37 maximum.
Okay. I would like to open up the questions now for the audience. We have heard a lot about social media. We have heard a lot about demands. And is there somebody who would like to concentrate on one or the other, on the one or the other point? Okay, I will. Yeah. Okay. We have another microphone. Very good. Would be nice if you tell us who you are. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Robert Kneschke, author of Alltag eines Fotoproduzenten.de, stock photography blog. I have not really a question, more observation. You talked about social media sites having the right to sub-license images, and so as a user you could just buy the images from a social media site. And on the other hand, you complain that stock agencies do not allow you to distribute images via these social media sites that do allow sub-licensing. So I think that's the answer you are looking for yourself, I think.
Whom do you want to react on this from the panel? Okay.
So if I understand this correctly, let's see if I understood this correctly. The answer to the question, or what you're proposing, is that the agencies, no, but we're complaining about the agencies not allowing us to pass on pictures to the, okay, yeah, okay, and there's others, yeah, okay, no, I know what you mean, and this is because it's complicated with the terms and conditions on these websites. And they do not make life easier for any outsider, like us, or the agencies. And I understand why agencies are hesitant to pass on the rights to integrate their material on social media sites. Getty, though, did a very interesting thing a while ago with at least allowing the embedding of 35 million of their pictures for non-commercial use. In our case, that doesn't help a lot because we are using images commercially, but at least it's not a small sign. It is a tremendous sign. It is a really important sign that that the agency is embracing the change that's happening there. And I think we need to work out how to do this in a way so that we all can benefit from that. I don't want to rip anyone off, and I understand where agencies are coming from, but at the same time, I think agencies need to understand our necessity to tell stories with the right image material through all the channels that are available to us. So I get your point, and I'm fully acknowledging that, but as I said, it's not an easy thing to solve. I think we need to sit down and talk about this.
So who's next in line? More questions on the left or on the right side of the audience.
My name is Danita Delamont. I'm from Seattle, Washington. And I just wanted to say, as a national past president of ASPP and very actively in the United States picture industry, I think one of the biggest problems is educating the end users and the agencies about the needs that we all have. And these kind of dialogues are very important for this kind of thing. I think one of the biggest problems with agencies wanting, not wanting users to put their images on social media sites is because of the copyright issues and the further distribution of our images. People can right-click on the image and take it onto their desktop. It's a low-res photo, but they can still use them on websites. They can put them in blogs or whatever else. So I think adding some kind of watermark or some kind of copyright on this type of use is one way to help protect the agency's rights as well. So, I mean, we all need to share information, and that's just my little bit of information.
Okay, this was also more a comment like a question. So, yeah, okay. So, if you have a question, please feel free to ask it.
Are any of you publishers that are using social media sites and using images from stock agencies, are you adding watermarks or any kind of copyright directly on the image? And the other question is, are you uploading any of these images via a link to the social media site where they don't have the right to further distribute or sub-license it? Or are you putting the image directly on Facebook where they can? There is a difference. So if you put your photos through a link, then you're protected.
Anyone who would publish a picture with a watermark?
Yeah, I see the problem with the watermark, of course, and to be safe on this side. But of course, we don't like it to publish pictures with watermarks. To publish a picture or publish a link, which is linked then to the original web page, this is a possibility, of course. We very often do that if we are talking about video. Then this is very normal. Everybody knows that. Then you are linked to another page. But regarding pictures, of course, we don't like that so much. And but we have to talk about all these things. How can we solve that problem? Yeah.
Maybe a credit at least. Just a credit.
Yeah. For example, the credit, as you recommended. Yeah, that's possible.
And not to publish pictures directly, but to give a link. That's something what DPA, for example, does. We are not allowed to publish content directly because we are a B2B company. We are providing text, pictures, graphics, other content for media and other clients in Germany. But if our clients have published a text or a picture by DPA, we like to link to those websites and to give the link via Twitter and via Facebook to people who are just checking our sites. So this leads to traffic at our clients' websites, for example, and everybody is happy. So that's something what we already do here in Germany. More questions on this table to the left.
Hello, Liam Bailey, British Journal of Photography. I'm glad everybody's happy, because the person who didn't get paid out of that was the photographer. To give that link, to give that attribution, but not to give any money, you seem to be trying to circumvent the situation where the value chain goes down to the people who actually create the content. Could you now answer that, please?
So who's...
You seem to be circumventing the position of wanting to pay for the rights to use these pictures across multiple platforms. The situation has occurred for thousands of years in photography, where you have an image that's paid for the time, duration, context to which it's used in, territory, and for whatever rights you're going to use. This is just an extension of those rights, so why don't you just continue to pay for those rights? Because you are making value out of those positions from the photography position inside your products. Your value has been extended, so why isn't that value being transferred down into the creators and those who therefore aggregate the creation, which is the agencies?
Okay, this is a question more for the agencies than for the clients who are represented here on the panel, as far as I understand. But maybe you, would you like to answer on this? You're dealing with photographers too?
Yes, of course. We are dealing directly with photographers, and it's always an individual solution for us. We have photographers who give us the rights for international markets and who don't. We only can work together with the first ones, and of course we are willing to pay for that. But on the other hand, we have in our chain behind us. So the books will not be more expensive than in earlier times. It's our problem. I know that. We only can try to make a good business in having a very high number of copies, of course, in very many countries, and but not paying more and more and more money for that, because the chain doesn't allow this to us.
Somebody else want to make a remark on this question?
Sorry, just to come back to you. You're saying you're selling more and more copies, but you don't see the attribution of that chain to pay that money out to the photographers. It doesn't really make much sense. You're selling 20,000, then you sell 200,000 because you've got international distribution. You've made more money. Surely that would therefore mean you would pay out more to the photographers at the beginning of that situation. And the idea that attribution is a payment or a credit is a payment is not viable. your statement there that you had more click-throughs because you had better content for your B2B, that content is driven, therefore, by the fact that it was made by the photographer in the first place. You've created value out of that, and you're not passing it down. And you also don't seem to be responsible for actually thinking about that right now.
The thing is, what I wanted to say is that everything is getting more and more and more expensive for years, but not the books. The paper is getting more expensive, the transport, energy, if you want to say so. And the result is another thing. It's so we have to try sell more books to have the same effort as 10 years ago, where the situation was another thing. So this is all I wanted to say. And so I think the whole business has to help each other.
Florian Stickel would like to add something?
Well, I think I do get your point when you say that, you know, we're increasing, particularly in the online industry, we're increasing the eyeballs, the content, the outlets that users can see the content, and that we ideally make more money of that, put more advertising around it, or get paid per view models around that, make more money of that. And why should the photographer, as a creator of the content, not participate in that increased revenue? I have no reason to think otherwise than you do that. They should. Maybe, and I'm not sure about the contracts that photographers have with agencies, not my business really. But as with partners in our world, we work with different kinds of contract models, including revenue share, that distributes the risk as well as the revenues on both ends, but both the provider as well as the distributor. So again, something that needs or can be discussed. On an individual level with a single photographer, I reckon for us it's pretty difficult. But then you have the agencies who would, in their business models, might be able to provide something like this.
More questions? Okay, one here at the right side, and
I want to ask you, there's a critical, in this ecosystem of some people producing images and some people actually using them, aren't you aware that if the prices the photographers are getting, or the money the photographers are getting, will decrease the final quality of the images? So your books will not show the images that they should, because photographers cannot produce those images that you want because they are not getting well paid? To anybody that is bold enough to answer.
I'm not expecting photographers not to get well paid. I hope they get well paid, and I think they should be well paid for the job they do. And I understand that the current market situation, with I would call it the democratization of photography, where basically everybody who can hold a digital camera, including the smartphones, goes out, takes pictures, and is able to sell them or even publish them for free. Yes, put my name next to it. I don't want any money for that. But they influence the pricing system that professional photographers face. So it may dilute the value of these pictures. It also dilutes the quality of the pictures. Social media, and I read a couple of articles about that, social media might actually be deteriorating, or helping to deteriorate the quality of pictures. The viewing aspect, the expectations of the users, they're used to grainy, shaky, rubbish pictures taken in half dark rooms with people who are barely visible, and they're kind of like, yeah, fantastic picture, lovely, I want to see that. And the influence is, as with all these things, goes into both directions. It swings into both directions. It can be positive, and I think professionally done work should be well paid. No doubt about that. And I would be the last one to say, no, I want to save money on that one. Of course, it's a leverage for us as the distributors when we want to negotiate these contracts. But there's a responsibility from our end to keep up great photojournalism, great photographic work, because we need that. If you look into our products, we use great pictures, great images. Stern, the other colleagues here, we live off great pictures. But I understand the challenges, and I don't want to, just run over photographers and their salaries for that, because I don't want to ruin the market. We still need these great pictures.
This is an important discussion, and the discussion about the worth of pictures and how much agencies get for pictures and photographers get for their work. This is extremely important on your side, but also on ours, because photo agencies, professional photo agencies especially, and photographers are partners. If we don't get content, we can't produce a magazine, of course. And the question, how much is enough? Or how low can you go with the prices, So these questions are everyday conflict questions. And yes, we have conflicts about that. And yes, I think we will have more conflicts in the next 10 years than in the last 10 years, because the market is so as it is, and as we know as it is. And we have a lot of photographers and a lot of agencies, and we have we have not the good old years where we don't have these conflicts in a way. I think we have to handle that, and we have to talk about that, and we have to find a way to work with that, but I think that's reality in a way.
There was a question here on the left side.
Good afternoon, Michael Grashev from Russia, former RIA Novosti agency. We are, as you might know, maybe we are one of the largest content provider in Russia, and I would like to add a couple of words to comment of my colleague from the US regarding the question of usage in social networks. As for Russian markets, it's a rather specific market and has a lot of differences from the Western markets. But as for social network usage, is, I guess, hot point for us the last 2 years. One example, we lost one client. It's one of the federal broadcasting channel, when we didn't all of them to use our content in social networks. We lost. It was very good contract. We lost it. We didn't sign it. So I agree with my colleagues, with the clients from Germany, that we must find the solution for usage in social networks. One way was suggested by my colleagues. It's the link to the website, the link in social networks to the website. There is another solution. As far as I know, AP issued last autumn, last fall, the guideline for usage in social networks. I mean, logo in the corner of the image. If me, like provider, listens to you, it's a question to all the clients. Listens to you the image with logo. Is it okay with you? I agree with it. One way is link, I know. Another way, we listen to you the image with logo. Is it okay? Are you ready to use this image with our logo, company logo? 5 or 10% of the image in the corner.
I think the same with the watermark that we already discussed. What do you think?
It always depends, of course, a little bit on the watermark or on the logo in a way. Yeah. If the logo or the watermark destroy the picture and is located in the middle of the picture, there's another discussion, a different discussion than if there is a logo, as you mentioned now, on a corner of the picture. Yeah. So a small logo, which makes absolutely clear where it's from. Yeah. Where's the source? So I can admit that that's more possible, and that's the better way to deal that as a discussion than, let's say, the good old former water trade logo in the middle of everything. Does that answer your question a little bit from my point of view? Yeah? All right.
Normally, a logo on the picture in the corner side will be not a problem for us to use the picture. We do it often when we get crafts from TV stations and so, and if they had a logo on, we don't remove this logo because it's the kind of source where we get the picture from, so it's normal for us.
For us as well, it's not the most preferred thing, but doesn't cause us too many problems. A small logo in one corner should be okay.
Are there more questions from the audience? That seems not to be the case, so I would like to ask one last question to all the panelists. We have discussed about social media and its impact on your business and on the picture agencies' businesses. You are all clients of picture agencies. Would you say there are parts of your business that you will be even more reliant on working together with picture agencies in the future? And which parts of your business are those? Will you start?
I would say yes, definitely yes. And I need partners in picture agencies who can not only supply pictures but stories. Home stories, for instance, when it comes to celebrities, or supply me with some gossip, which is important for my magazine. And it's not only the picture, it's the story, and that's what I need for my magazine. And yes, there are some agencies in the market who do that perfectly, and I wish there will be some more in the future, not only in Germany, maybe in England or the US as well, who can supply me with complete stories. That's one of my main wishes.
To working with picture agencies or news agencies is absolutely necessary for a publishing house like us, and I think the quality of the pictures and the documentary of the pictures will be very fine and all right, and so we have not many problems with to work with news agencies. Maybe they have to change their market models, license models, things like this. That must be to discuss in the future for the agencies also.
Yeah, for us, I think it's another point which should be more and more important. It's an advice to have a very good medium for searching for pictures in the internet. I think there are picture agencies who are very, very well trained in it. So I can find a picture very quickly, very simply. This is so important for our picture desks. And there are picture agencies where have to be made very many changes, I think, in the internet and on their websites. It's an advice. It's out of our daily life. The quicker it is, the more often we will use this picture portal.
To me, it's all about licenses, licenses, licenses. It is a complex world, and I want simple licenses. apart from that, I would say that we urgently need that dialogue, that we as clients and need to talk to agencies who in return need to, of course, include the photographers and the image providers, so that today, hopefully, is the beginning of a very long-lasting friendship for all of us.
Okay, I see that on two different ways. First of all, okay, stock pictures and stuff like that. This is fine. We need that every day. This is on an everyday basis. This has to be high-res files, cleared rights, good service, wonderful photography, and everything for low cost, of course. Now, for fair cost, I hope. On the other hand, a picture is a picture is a picture, and not more. And very often it's nice, and very often all the right people are photographed on the picture. But what we need from a journalistic point of view is when Florian needs license, I need ideas. So first, very often I need to tell a story or to print a story at the end. I need an idea behind pictures, an idea behind photographed people, an idea what kind of story should be told to the readers in a way, and that makes then a picture very, very value and very good for us and very useful. And because we have these both parts, we have just pictures we need to illustrate articles in a way, or web pages, or and we need also, of course, journalistic input and the agencies outside there, they're great agencies and with really, really enthusiastic people who are working very, very hard, and they have good ideas, and they should share these ideas for stories with us, and they should give us their input because they know their market, even if it's Russia or America, and we will benefit from this input of ideas and from good stories in a way. So this is also very important for us, of course. And then in the second part, or in the third part, we can think about if we print it in the magazine, or we publish it online, or we do it on Facebook if possible, and we have cleared rights. But this is the second and the third step in a way. First of all, we need good input, good ideas in it, and good people outside there who love to work with us, of course. And we really appreciate that.
So what I learned today is that social media is mixing up the photo industry, but it's not mixing up the relationship between the picture agencies and its clients. That's good news, I think. I learned today that clients are interested in partners who offer all they need to tell the story. I learned that it's about licenses, and ideas, and of course dialogue. Maybe this is the time to start the dialogue between the clients and you after this panel. I am happy that you attended this panel, and I say thank you for your interest and your time. Thank you so much.